I'm Tobias, and I research the mechanisms of photosynthesis. Let me show you what that means. Photosynthesis is what makes this world go. From the air you breathe to the food you eat, in the end it's all light driven by plants, algae and smaller cells. Knowing this, you can understand how important it is to know how photosynthesis works. If we knew that exactly, we might be able to artificially improve this natural process and help with the production of food, fuel, and many other chemicals we need in our lives. So, what keeps us from doing this today? Let me take you on a small journey in your mind. Imagine going up to a tree. This tree has many parts: roots, a stem, branches, leaves, all of which are important to the tree's function, and there are researchers interested in understanding them. Let's focus for now on the leaves, since this is where photosynthesis happens. Take a step towards the tree and look at the leaf. It has an intricate structure with a network of veins running through a sheet of green photosynthetic cells. And there are other cells, plant hairs, gas-exchanging stomates, and more. Even in just the leaf, there are many different functioning cells that all warrant investigation. But let's again focus on the green cells, the mesophyll cells, place of most photosynthesis. So, imagine taking another step forward and looking inside the cell. You see it filled to the brim with again different parts with their own jobs. The vacuole, which gives the cell structure, the nucleus packing the genetic information, the chloroplast where the light is being captured, and so many more organelles. And let's take another step towards the chloroplast to investigate how light gives energy to our cell. On this level, you see how the light hits the millions of proteins that do their jobs within this confined space. Special ones among them, the photosystems, can take up that light, juggle with electrons, and pass them on. A whole miniature machinery is fueled by them, leading to the production and consumption of things. Many of them leave or enter the chloroplast from other parts of the cell. Everything changes constantly, and in there we sit and wonder, how does photosynthesis work? You could now try and follow each step after light hits the photosystems. Map out each reaction, what happens and how fast, and you quickly find that this is an almost impossible task. Still, too many things happen. So let's simplify. Focus on what we're interested in, as we have done on all of the steps before. Decide on what you think is important, simplify steps that seem to follow a more simple pattern, and what you will arrive at is a model. A model is a simplified version of the system you want to look at, to explain or investigate something, when the whole system is just too complex to grasp. Remember, we were looking at the whole tree in the beginning, and even on the cell level, we saw that we need to think simpler to have even a chance of understanding. And this is what I do. I make models of these systems to find out something new about them. That means understanding what happens within, simplifying some parts and ignoring others. And what you get is a concept of how the system works at its core. Next, the mathematical language helps us to make this concept into a tangible, researchable thing. Turn the proteins, molecules, reactions, and everything else into numbers and equations. Depending on what you're interested in, there are many ways of doing this. And often you will need to put a lot of time and data into your model to make it work. But that work pays off, because now you don't have to ponder on what happens, but you can calculate and simulate it. And this is the part that makes modeling special. What you simulate is up to you. You can change about the model what you like and find out what that does. For example, try out a new protein and reaction in the cell. Change the light and environment and see how your cell does there. And if you've measured some data, see if your model behaves the same. You could even try to find out what keeps the cell from making more sugar. There are so many possibilities. If you can program it, you can try it. Because today, this research is done digitally. You can program the whole model and have the computer answer the questions you ask. Starting with it isn't hard, and because we have such a deep look into the cell, we might be able to answer questions the biologists in the lab might have. Modelers help experimentalists, and the other way around, united in bringing science forward. Modeling is a cool way of looking at the world. Many things are too complex to understand them all at once, so it might be necessary to take a step back and find out what makes the system really tick.